Hello and welcome to Your New Jersey. I'm Lisa Marie Falbo. On today's show, we'll tell you all about The Undesirables, a new TV show that brings together a host of New Jersey creative talent. But first, New York Yankees star Anthony Rizzo has strong Jersey roots, and he's bringing his foundation into the Garden State to help kids with cancer and their families. Here to tell us more is the foundation's executive director, Abby Suarez. Abby, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us. We're really excited to let people know about the Rizzo Foundation and how we can help.
Well, as I told you off camera, I'm a huge Yankee fan, but I did not know about the foundation until over the summer you helped out a little boy from my town live out a dream by getting him on the field in Yankee Stadium, hanging out with Aaron Judge and, of course, Anthony Rizzo. And I got into reading about Anthony's backstory and everything you do. And just congratulations on such an initiative.
Thank you so much. It's really an honor to be able to work with the Rizzo family. They have the biggest hearts, and just giving back is one of Anthony's favorite things, and being able to spend time with children battling cancer is just a great reminder to him of how far he's come. And he had some great motivators when he was going through cancer, and he really loves to be able to pass on that to children who are battling now.
For those that aren't familiar with Anthony's story with cancer, please briefly share what his plight was.
When Anthony was 18 playing in the Red Sox minor league system, his legs started swelling. He just felt a little odd, and he kind of pushed it off to the side, saying, "Hey, it's my first year playing professional baseball. I'm fine. And one of his teammates actually went to the trainers and said, "You got to check out Anthony. Something's up." And the doctor sent him to the hospital. He got a bunch of workups, and he found out he had cancer. And it was just a whirlwind right there. He started treatment right away. The Red Sox were really amazing to him, and he got to fly up to Fenway and meet with one of their pitchers, John Leslie, who had just beat cancer himself. And Anthony got to go down to the clubhouse and talk with John. And when he was down there, it was actually the morning of his first chemo treatment, and Anthony passed out when he was in the clubhouse. And he remembers John just not making a big deal out of it, getting him a cup of water and just saying, "Hey, get up, start over again. You got it." And just gave him the advice that when you feel good, get out there. Don't let cancer hold you down. When you have those moments of feeling good, make sure you get out there and have a great time and live your life. And that meant so much to Anthony during his battle. He looked back at that conversation a lot and said, and him and his mom were talking in the hospital when he was going through treatment. And he said, when we beat this, we want to give back. We want to help. So as soon as he made it to the major leagues and signed his first contract, they started the Anthony Rizzo Family Foundation. And really proud to say over the last 11 years, they've raised over $18 million to help families battling cancer.
So you have a stronghold in Chicago, where he played, and in Florida, where he grew up. And now you're bringing the Anthony Rizzo legacy to the New York, New Jersey area, which I think is really cool. Talk about what your plans are for 2023.
We're really excited about being in New York, New Jersey. We started off last year with our broadcast auction there and our FAO Schwartz event, and just the support we received from the community was unbelievable. And we're really excited to be expanding there. We're going to hold some Rizzo Series events. We did that last year with our FAO Schwartz event, where Anthony came in and took over FAO Schwartz and invited pediatric cancer families out to just enjoy the day. They got a big shopping spree with him. You got to meet with each family individually. We're going to start hospital visits soon as well at some local children's hospitals in the area. And then what Anthony loves the most is bringing kids out to the field, having them enjoy batting practice, getting to meet with them and their family, treating them to a game, and just getting to spend some time with them.
And obviously he has a built-in fan base with the New York Yankees, but he's got a huge New Jersey contingency as well cheering him on. Talk about that.
Anthony's parents were born and raised in New Jersey. And so Anthony has lots of cousins and family out in New Jersey who come and watch him play at the Yankees. He grew up a huge Yankee fan himself. So they're really excited to be in New Jersey and in New York and be giving back to the area.
How does Anthony balance cancer? I mean, thankfully he's in remission, but I'm sure that's always a fear in his mind, right? So how does he balance his cancer life, with his baseball life, with his philanthropy.
His past cancer diagnosis and being able to beat cancer really helps him keep it all into perspective. I think the baseball world can get really crazy. And for Anthony, being able to do his monthly visits to the hospital, sit down and write letters to children who are battling cancer and give them some hope and some light and share a story really helped keep him grounded and help him remember how far he has come and what he's been able to accomplish.
How did you get involved in the Rizzo Family Foundation?
I was really excited. I was working for the Cubs at the time and helping players start their foundations and help them learn how to do it the right way. And Anthony came in and met with the owner of the Cubs at the time and said, I want to give back. I want to help. I want to do something to make the world better for kids who are battling cancer and easier for families. And we were really lucky at the time that the owner of the Cubs said, we're all in. We're in to help. And I was able to join the Rizzo Foundation and help them grow until the point where they kind of needed a full-time member to help the foundation. So I came over about 5 years into in their fifth year, and I've been with them for about 7 years now.
I feel like this generation of athletes are very charitable and philanthropic. You hear foundations pop up all the time by these star players. Why do you think that is?
I think we're trying to teach players that giving back is a great way to connect with the fan base and community. I think it's a really important thing for players to be doing. Anthony's foundation actually raises more money than some of the MLB teams that are going on right now, just because it's so important to him and the initiative and realizing the effects they can have is really great. And I think when you have leaders in the clubhouse teaching the younger guys about giving back, it's really instrumental in showing them, hey, this is what we do when we get to the big leagues. This is what we give to our fans. This is how we give back.
And obviously he has such a personal connection. You know, it's not like he just thought of this concept out of thin air. This is something that is so close to home for him. So his heart is into it. And I think that's why it's resonating with families, with sponsors. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I think the Rizzo family and Anthony would be giving back no matter what, even if they didn't have that diagnosis. If he didn't beat cancer, he's just such a big-hearted guy. But I think the fact that he has beat cancer himself really helps him connect with these kids and makes it extra special to him. I mean, he sends out 1,000 custom letters to kids who are battling cancer every year. He sits down and rewrite them and sends them out along with autographed photos. And you don't spend that amount of time and energy, especially with how grueling the baseball season is, unless it means something really critical to you. And he understands the impact that somebody can have on you when you're battling cancer, and he really wants to pay that forward.
How do you plan on elevating the awareness of the Anthony Rizzo Family Foundation in the New York, New Jersey area?
We had an amazing broadcast auction where we teamed up with the Yes Network last year during a game, and we were able to take over a broadcast and feature some one-of-a-kind auction items. We had a batting lesson with Stanton, Judge, and Rizzo on there. On Yankee Stadium field. We had amazing trips. We had one-of-a-kind villas, all donated, and experiences in the New York area, along with all over the country. And we had a great feedback from everybody. It was a really fun takeover of the broadcast. We were able to share what the foundation is doing and also have the players do some fun things during the broadcast. And just the love we felt from the New Jersey, New York area was incredible. We raised $850,000 through that. So we're looking forward to doing that again this year. It will be in late June, early July, along with hopefully maybe one of our laugh off or walk off or cook off events coming to the area. So our laugh off and cook off events, they're two different events. The laugh off, we teamed up with Second City here in Chicago. Obviously, they're a pretty famous group here. And we took over a comedy club. It was in Tao, Chicago. So we're looking at Tao, New York, who generously donated the entire space to us. And the players got up on stage and did improv with Second City. It was just a really fun way to see the players in a different light. They kind of, took off that coat of armor they usually have with the media, and you got to see them in their fun zone, just being together as a group, a clubhouse, and kind of see some of the behind the scenes comedy they have together and see those fun personalities. And then we have our cook-off event that we teamed up with about 20 restaurants, and the players all got paired up with the restaurants and it was a tasting event. But what we did to get the players really involved is we made it a competition between the players. So whatever player could get the most tips won the cook-off for them in their restaurants. So you had players like a Travis Wood taking off his shirt and selling his shirt off of his back to somebody. You had the Chris Bryant making phone calls to somebody's grandma for a $300 tip and leaving a voicemail, or and fun things like that, where you just got to, the donors got to really interact with the players, and the players were really into it because it became a competition for them.
Abby, this was so amazing. Thank you so much. Where can people find out more about you and the Rizzo Family Foundation?
You can check us out at arizzofoundation.org, or you can email us anytime through that contact. We're happy to answer any questions. But if you do have any family members or children you know who are battling cancer, please let us know, because we're here to help. We provide direct grants to families who are battling cancer to pay their everyday household expenses. So we'll go and pay your mortgage for a few months. We just paid somebody's mortgage for a year. Take their electrical bills or car payments, things like that, just to alleviate that financial stress for them so that they can focus on their child and just being together as a family.
That is so amazing that you do that. Never mind giving them the experiences where you say yes to everything, right? Because it's all expenses paid, but more importantly, and to take away the burden of household bills. I mean, it's priceless.
Absolutely. I don't think a lot of people realize that when you have a pediatric cancer diagnosis, one parent has to stop working if it's a 2-income household. And to go from 2 incomes to 1 so drastically, plus have the added expenses of co-payments and premiums and non-medical bills like childcare and the extra driving to and from the hospital, it adds up really quickly. And these families are hurting, and we're really proud to be able to support them and alleviate some of that financial stress for them so that they can just be together as a family, because that's what they should be concentrating on.
Absolutely. Abby, thank you so much, and go Yankees.
Go Yankees. Thank you.
Thank you. The Undesirables is a new TV series that tells the story of a man who finds himself in purgatory. Here now to discuss is the co-creator of the show, Joe Pepitone. Joe, welcome to the program.
Hi, how you doing?
We're so happy to have you. This sounds like such a cool concept for a show. Tell us all about The Undesirables.
Sure, yes, I'm the creator and writer, but yes, it stars Jason Mewes, and yes, he's in purgatory. He worked in the mailroom in his life. He's a slacker, dies, and winds up working in the mailroom in purgatory. So he basically hasn't changed at all. He doesn't learn from his mistakes, which makes for a real funny, some funny shows. We got a great cast. He's stuck in purgatory, and he has to save them from a real estate agent who wants to buy purgatory and sell it off and send them to hell. So he's the hero of the show, but he's surrounded by a great cast, and it's very funny. The pilot recently played at Kevin Smith's Smodcastle Film Festival. We had a great showing the other night. The cast was there, and now we're looking forward to showing the whole show in 2023.
That is so much fun. What was the inspiration to create the show? Do you feel like you sometimes live in purgatory?
Oh yeah. This comes from 16 years of Catholic school and working in a lot of office jobs. So I kind of combined them. Feeling like I was in purgatory the whole time. The show came. I did a film on it, a very small budget film years ago, and now I wanted to extend it into a series. I think there's more stories to be told that way with it. We can have a lot more fun with it. So I did the film. It was called Stuck in the Middle, and now The Undesirables is going to really stretch it out and do a lot more and see where we go with it.
Were you able to actually meet Kevin Smith?
Yes, Kevin, we opened the festival, which was great. This is the first time he's doing this. He bought a theater in the Atlantic Highlands and started the festival this year. And we were the first showing, so we'll always have that distinction. And Kevin brought me up before the showing. We talked a little bit about working with Jay together. And he's been great. I've had a few conversations with him. I even threw out, he has an open invitation to direct any episode he wants. And he seemed to agree that he'd be good. So hopefully when we get going, we could definitely talk to him about doing it, because he's my favorite. He's the reason I started writing the stuff. Chasing Amy's the reason I wanted to write scripts, and to be at his festival and to be on stage with him and him talking about my show was just terrific. It was a great moment. The whole festival was great. So I'm happy about that. And hopefully we can get Kevin into the fold at some point.
What was his feedback on the show?
He liked it. I mean, he runs a festival with Ernie O'Donnell, who I talked to before the festival, who loved the show. He said we didn't really want to put it in the festival because Jay's in it and it might look bad, but he said I loved it so much. I loved how good Jay was that we had to put it in. So we got great feedback from the whole group there. So we're happy about that, and the future looks good for the show. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, where can people see the show? At
Right
least
now-
episode 1.
Right now, nowhere, because we have the pilot and we're trying to sell it. As soon as that's available, I will plaster it everywhere and let people know. So hopefully in 2023, the whole series will be out there in some form, and everybody could see what a great job this team did.
Do you have a dream platform?
There's a couple I would love to be on. Right now, I'd love to be on any one of them, but I mean, there's the Netflix and the Hulus of the world. But I would love to be a one that kind of gives us more freedom. Like I said, it's that independent attitude that I'd like to keep my vision of this without a lot of other interference. Don't know if that's possible, but I'd like to find a streaming service that's going to let us do our thing.
I have followed your career for many years. We became friends on Facebook somehow, way
Yes.
back when. I don't even know how, but thank God we did. And you know, you are like an indie rock star. You've brought so many projects to life in that independent way. Talk to us about your process from concept to Kevin Smith's Film Festival.
It's just I work a lot with my brother, who you know also, Billy Pepitone. But he didn't work on this. He was running for mayor at the time of New York, so he went off in that direction. So a lot of times it's just an idea. Like I said, it came from writing what you know. I know a lot about the Catholic faith and being in kind of dead end jobs. So I kind of put that together, and there was so many ways to go with it, so many funny stories that we could do. So the idea is just I like the independent world, definitely, because that way, even though you're working with small budgets, you get to do your thing. There's not a lot of people over you trying to tell you what to do and how to do it, and you can go out and make it your own way. So that's why I like the indie world. I like going to the festivals. The Kevin Smith Festival was terrific. So I just like that smaller world where you can basically have a lot more room, and you could do basically what you want with it, since you're under that small, tight schedule.
You're preaching to the choir here. I totally agree. But I think the most difficult part about creating independent content is securing the funding and making it worth your while. How do you break through that barrier?
That's definitely tough. The money and time is always the toughest thing. When we did the pilot, we had 3 days to shoot, which is not a lot of time and not a lot of money. And we were working in an office space where we only had a certain amount of time. So that's the biggest struggle. Obviously, more money brings more time, and you can definitely do more. But there's also that thrill of that kind of that run and gun, like we got to get this done, kind of guerrilla filmmaking. I really like that too. I wish we had more money. I wish we had more time, but it definitely gives you that risk feeling of the indie world, which I enjoyed doing. So it's the best of both worlds, or maybe not the best, but it's a little bit of a grind, which I kind of like.
Yeah, that's what you live for, right?
Yep.
So for people watching that have that great idea, take us through the process, you know, sitting down to write it and cast it and fundraise. Take us through.
Well, you start alone as the writer, you come up with the idea, but then the most important part is getting the people together. I was lucky enough to get a great team together. My producer, Tony D'Antonio, she came on board. She's also in it. And then she brings a great team with her. Rob Skimlin Paglia, he came up with the money for us. He's also in it. And you just start building a team. And they brought on some great cast members. I was able to get in touch with Jay's people and get him. And it's a collaboration. You need all these people to come on board and bring their own people and bring their own knowledge to it. And it's just totally a team effort. You can't do any of this alone. So with that group, I finally found a really great group, and we're moving along with it. And it's great working with them. It's great building this team. So it's an adventure.
So The Undesirables, it took 3 days to film your pilot episode. Where in New Jersey did you film?
We filmed mostly in Connecticut, actually. So I'm from Jersey. Most of my team is from Jersey, but we couldn't find a place that would give us the 3 full days in office. So one of my producers, Tony, lives in Connecticut, and we found the place there. So we all traveled. We took a 3-day trip out there and wound up shooting in a nice office space in Connecticut. I think actually Rob got us the office. So yeah, we went out of Jersey for this one. Most of my stuff has been shot in Jersey. I love shooting in Jersey, but we couldn't find the office space here, so we wound up there.
Oh, well, you're forgiven. That's fine.
Yeah,
We'll
that was my
forgive you
comfort
this
zone.
time.
I
Yeah.
don't
But
go
you
to
know what?
Connecticut much.
Maybe somebody is watching and will lend you their office for episode 2. You never know.
We're gonna need, yeah, we got 10 episodes ready and prepared, and we're willing to shoot. I'd love to shoot in Jersey. I know Netflix is opening a big studio in Jersey, I hear. So we're open for it.
Yes, yes, they are. Absolutely.
Mhm.
So you said you have 10 episodes mapped out. 1 is in the can already. Take us through what the rest of the series looks like.
It's a great story that I have the 10 episodes that's going to end in a cliffhanger. So I've set it up for a season 2, but it's basically about Jason's character, Michael Cheevers, trying to help this dysfunctional group save Purgatory. But there's also a love interest. We kind of do that will they, won't they effect through the first season. And the goal is for Jason to kind of prove himself that he can save Purgatory and be this mature guy, which he's not. And it'll lead up to kind of the end with a nice little twist at the end, and how he can try to stop this real estate mogul. So it's a fun ride with a lot of fun, different kind of episodes in there. We do a lot of crazy stuff. We're in Purgatory, so we can do what we want. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a good first season. I think we got a really good, strong material for the first season.
So what is the difference between Purgatory and Earth?
Absolutely nothing. He's in an office. That's the point of it, is that he lived this very boring kind of life, and now he passes on and winds up in the same spot. So he's just kind of that slacker who's stuck in this kind of boring life. And when he passes on, he winds up in the same kind of thing. So we do a couple things that kind of point to the afterlife, but it's basically could happen anywhere.
What else are you working on right now?
Well, we're definitely trying to get this up and running. We've talked to a lot of people who are interested. So we're hoping that this is the main goal for 2023 to get this. And I also wrote a romantic comedy, which will take place in Jersey, called Third Date. And we're pitching that around too. We're in the development stages of that one. So hopefully we get Undesirables going first, and then I can switch gears into the little rom-com world.
Oh, I love rom-com world. What is your day job, or have you at this point dedicated yourself to this?
Well, I used to work television at Nickelodeon for a while. I worked at Yes Network and USA, but the last couple of years I've been concentrating on this. I kind of went full into this, so I can. It becomes a full-time job. Just writing it took a while, and now trying to get it out into the world. That's tough, and that's why I'm happy I got Tony and her team with me, because it's tough, and it's a lot. You got to know a lot to get this stuff out in the world. It's not just write it, film it, and it's out there. The business side is tough on me, so that's why I got my team.
Yeah, and you also have go-to actors and actresses. A mutual friend of ours, Penelope Lagos, I know that you've used in all of your projects, I feel like.
That is true, yeah. Penelope's a great friend and a great actress, and lucky enough to have worked with her many times, and she was definitely she's been with this project forever, from the beginning, before anybody. She's always had a part, and I'll put Penelope in anything, and she's great in this. She plays Eve, the first lady, and she wound up in Purgatory too. And like always, she's terrific. I love working with her, and she's just a great person.
Any other New Jersey-based actors or actresses you want to shout out that are part of this?
Yes, Kevin Sebastian plays our bad guy, Frank Ciparelli, and he actually where we had the Smodcastle Film Festival was in Atlantic Highlands, and he's from right around there, so he was kind of like a hometown boy coming home for that. So he's a Jersey guy. I know Lou Martini Jr. currently lives in Jersey. He's been in everything, Sopranos, so many series. He's just a Law and Order. So not sure if he's originally from Jersey, but I know he's there now. So we got Jersey does represent in this, yes.
Joe, this was so much fun. Thank you for coming on here. Where can people find out more about you and the Undesirables?
The Undesirables, we can find on Instagram, Undesirables TV series. We're going to start putting a lot more information up on that now that we're in the festival circuit. You can find me on Facebook. That's where I am, and Twitter at Joe Pep1. And that's where I'll be. And I'm going to start, we're going to start doing a lot more social media. So in 2023, we'll be out there a lot more, and you'll be hearing from us.
Joe, thank you so much. We look forward to seeing much more of you very soon.
Thank you, as always. You've been great to us, me and my brother. So I really appreciate everything you've done.
Thank you for joining me on another episode of Your New Jersey. I'm Lisa Marie Falbo. We'll see you back here next week.